What if your loved one, your parent, your child, your spouse, was in unbearable pain, suffering from a terminal illness with no hope of recovery? Would you help them end their pain, even if it meant helping them die? It's a question that many of us pray we never have to face. But for some people across the world, this question isn't just emotional, it's legal. Welcome to the complex and controversial world of assisted death, where law, medicine, ethics, and human emotion collide. Today, we're exploring the issue of assisted death, also known as assisted suicide or euthanasia. We'll break down what it really means, how it's being practiced in different countries, why it's so controversial, and the powerful stories of people who face this choice. We're not here to tell you what to believe. We're here to lay out the facts, the laws, the ethics, and let you decide where you stand. Because behind every law is a person, a family, and a choice. Let's begin with a basic understanding. Assisted death is when someone ends their own life with help from another person, usually a doctor. This help can be giving the person the means to end their life or actively administering a life-ending substance. There are three main types. Assisted suicide, a doctor provides medication, but the patient takes it themselves. Voluntary euthanasia, a doctor administers the drug at the patient's request. Non-voluntary euthanasia, the patient cannot consent, such as in a coma, but someone else authorizes the act. This is not the same as refusing treatment or pulling the plug. Assisted death involves a deliberate choice to end life, not just let nature take its course. So where is it legal? Let's take a look at how countries around the world are handling this issue. Netherlands. The Netherlands was the first country to legalize euthanasia in 2002. Here, both voluntary euthanasia and assisted suicide are legal under strict conditions. Patients must be enduring unbearable suffering with no chance of improvement, and two doctors must agree. Belgium followed shortly after. One of the most liberal countries on this issue, it even allows euthanasia for children with parental consent if the child is terminally ill and suffering greatly. Canada introduced medical assistance in dying, MAID, in 2016. It allows eligible adults with serious and incurable conditions to request assisted death. The law is expanding and soon may include people with mental illness as the sole underlying condition. This has triggered national debate. Switzerland. In Switzerland, assisted suicide is legal, not euthanasia. Organizations like Dignitas allow even non-citizens to travel there for assistance. It's often the destination for what's called suicide tourism. United States. In the US, assisted suicide is legal in a few states under Death with Dignity Acts. These include Oregon, Washington, California, Vermont, New Jersey, and a few others. Patients must be terminally ill, mentally competent, and must self-administer the medication. New Zealand and Australia, both countries have passed assisted dying laws in recent years with strict eligibility and oversight requirements. Each of these countries has built-in safeguards, waiting periods, psychiatric evaluations, and multiple medical opinions. But in much of the world, assisted death remains illegal and even taboo. United Kingdom. In the UK, assisting someone to die can lead to up to 14 years in prison. Some British citizens travel to Switzerland for legal assisted suicide, sparking heated political and moral debates. Most of Africa, Asia, and South America continue to ban all forms of assisted death. In these regions, religious, cultural, and legal traditions strongly emphasize the sanctity of life. Even in countries where it's illegal, discussions are growing louder, pushed by personal stories, changing attitudes, and the global conversation. This issue strikes at the core of what it means to be human. Supporters argue it's about autonomy, the right to choose how and when we die. It's about compassion, ending suffering when medicine can't help. It's about dignity, dying on your own terms, not in prolonged pain. Opponents warn, it risks a slippery slope from terminal illness to depression or from voluntary to non-voluntary deaths. It could lead to coercion, especially among the elderly, disabled, or those who feel like a burden. It sends a dangerous message that some lives are less worth living. Many religious groups, especially in Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, oppose assisted death, believing life is sacred and only God should determine its end. Disability rights groups argue that legalizing assisted death may subtly suggest that life with a disability is not worth living. So where do we draw the line? Who decides when suffering is too much? And what safeguards are enough? Personal stories. Let's bring in the human side. Debbie Purdy, a British woman with multiple sclerosis, fought a legal battle asking for the right to know whether her husband would be prosecuted if he helped her travel to die in Switzerland. Her case sparked nationwide awareness and empathy, though the law did not change. In Canada, Alan Nichols, who had a history of depression, died under MAID, even though his family insisted he wasn't terminally ill. His case raised serious concerns about how the system is being applied. On the other side, people like Brittany Maynard, a young American woman with terminal brain cancer, moved to Oregon to legally end her life in 2014. Her story touched millions and fueled the Right to Die movement in the US. Each case brings pain, questions, and a haunting truth. There are no easy answers. Medicine, law, and the future doctors, lawmakers, and ethicists are still debating this issue. Some physicians support assisted dying as a final act of care. Others say it violates the core of medicine. First, do no harm. Those vary greatly by country and even by region. And as populations age, the pressure to legalize or expand access is growing. But so are the concerns. Can a system ever truly prevent abuse? Can mental health conditions ever be a valid reason to die? What happens when life is no longer seen as sacred, but as optional? Technology is also raising new questions, like AI-driven end-of-life care, virtual euthanasia consultations, and whether the future might include even more personalized decisions about death. In the end, assisted death forces us to confront some of the deepest truths about our humanity. How do we handle pain? What does it mean to die with dignity? And where do we draw the line between mercy and morality? We live in a world where science can extend life beyond what nature ever intended. But the question is, should we always do it? This isn't just about law or medicine. It's about us, our values, our fears, and our compassion. Think of these. Is choosing how we die the ultimate act of freedom, or a sign we've given up on life too soon? We often speak of dignity in dying, but can true dignity also be found in enduring to the very end? Modern medicine can keep the body alive for years. But what do we do when the soul no longer feels at home in it? In such moments, are we prolonging life or just delaying death? Assisted death isn't just a legal or political issue, it's a human one. Behind every law is someone's mother, someone's brother, someone's child. And behind every decision is a story we may never fully understand. We often say we want to die peacefully, but have we truly wrestled with what that peace costs, not just for us, but for those we leave behind? Perhaps the question isn't just whether we can help someone die, but whether we have done everything we can to help them live. What do you think? Should assisted death be a legal right, or is it a dangerous path? Let's talk in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth conversations that matter. Thanks for watching.